Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is just like any other MCU. Well, that is if you take a bucket filled with cheese and just spray it on top. And then you take another bucket and this time it's full of blood, you just dump it all over. Oh, why the f not? Throw a cross on it. Yeah, you got it. Okay, it's not that crazy. But it gets pretty crazy for a Marvel movie. This movie has already received the spiciest of takes you can find on it. Many of which are saying that Sam Raimi ruined the MCU. Hey man, I don't blame you for having absolutely no taste at all. At times it does feel like he just found the transition bar in Windows Movie Maker and he's just going crazy trying everything out like you did with your last PowerPoint presentation. Which can be a little jarring considering that the MCU does have a certain formula that it's kind of upholding to until now. The directors don't usually strive too far away from Daddy Kevin Feige's vision of how these movies are supposed to look, which is pleasant. It's a coherent look, but it is quite beautiful seeing the absolute madness of a director, his personality on screen like this. Slap the cross, and you just have to take it. I mean, this movie is really about motherhood, making sacrifices, the tough decision, you know? It's beautiful, especially if you just cover that shit in blood and guts and really just molten oil. Gotta make a PG-13 sound. You know when you eat a lot of ice cream and it's dripped all over your fingers and you feel all nasty? That's how I imagine Elizabeth Olsen felt for like weeks running around with all that blood or whatever. Speaking of which, Wanda being the main villain in this story is very interesting to me. Only because she's probably the strongest being we've ever seen on screen and thus just becoming this Terminator-esque creature that's just unstoppable. I can just turn anything and everyone into a puddle of cum at the blink of an eye. It's not like a Homelander or Omni-Man, if you will. But also she's a mother, so she kind of feisty. Let's see where she just casually dicked down the whole Illuminati crew at me giggling like a little bitch. Because I love nothing more than strong, cocky people getting absolutely annihilated, just squished into mush. I generally don't give a fuck if they are a hero or a villain. Hell, it's even cooler if it's a hero. It might just be the 13-year-old boy in me who listens to Evanescence on his way to school in the bus. Of course, stretchy boy number 4 is not actually dead for good. It was kind of just done for shock value, but it is the multiverse, so really what you could have done is take Wanda, make her stick Ant-Man deep up Thanos' ass, leading to an explosion that destroys half the universe, and I would have given the movie a standing ovation right there. Because I thought we will have too many more movies going nutty with the multiverse. We can't do this forever because really, while it does give you the opportunity to see fights that we wouldn't otherwise see, and thus giving us the chance to see characters die and fight each other, adding some new stakes that you wouldn't otherwise have, it also in the long run kind of ruins the whole point of death. If the multiverse is infinite, which is the whole point, and it sticks around forever, the only real threat that you got is contractual obligations. So while we do have this, let's go fucking wild with it. Why not? Let's be crazy, right? And when we see Doctor Strange go head to head with Dr. Michael Waldron, it's a pleasure to meet you. Potential of a multiverse story is still all the way there, because even though this movie had a title like Multiverse of Madness, there was quite a lot of restraints. The two multiverses we actually saw thoroughly. One was what if society had pizza but it was balls, and the other was what if Doctor Strange was a human. Don't get me wrong, I like them, but when America Chavez and Doctor Strange were flying through dinosaur lands and whatnot, I wouldn't have minded if they made a couple of stops to, I don't know, fight, defend themselves, you know, things are falling on them, they have to eat a pizza that is like triangles, you know, something. So we spent a little more time in the multiverses, right? I don't know, I'm not a screenwriter, I can barely write this script. Look at these sausage fingers. Okay, different point though. I've sucked this movie's dick for a little bit. Now it's time to stick my finger up its butt. I might like it. Some of the CG doubles this movie had were really rough looking. Like, at times it reminded me of the PS2 cutscene looking graphics that we got in Spider-Man 2 that I was looking for. And I guess it's the pandemic and these CG artists are probably running on G and expired tuna sandwiches, which led to stuff like this, I guess. But particularly in the early fight scene with the tentacle guy, I thought he was animated great, but the CG doubles for Strange, Ew, wee. It looked pretty wee, you know what I mean? It doesn't take away from the fight scene stuff. Like I said, the Sauron dude was a pleasure to watch, and the fight scene really gave me Spider-Man 2 vibes in terms of tone, screen extras, the creative shots. But you know, it just, whenever I saw Doctor Strange float about, I just thought I was getting a preview for the Doctor Strange DLC for the Avengers games. You all know that's kind of a horrifying idea. In general, I was just a huge fan of the scope and the pacing of this film. It just went from second one all the way to the end, like it had somewhere to be. But on the bathroom, you know, it went a lot of different places, and it always was coherent and made sense and was entertaining to watch it. But I've seen a lot of movies where they just rush through things, and I'm like, hold on a minute, I kind of need some time to breathe here, okay? On that. Give me a second, thank you, Jesus. But I prefer this, which is very much flawed, but it has so much character to it. Like, I don't mind the Windows Movie Maker transition, because it had flair, you know? I'm not just telling that myself, it really is good, I promise. Who doesn't love PowerPoint presentation transitions? I don't need to see regular editing all the time, okay? You've watched my videos. I'm a fan of wacky editing choices. Character. Basically, I do want to go over some of the criticisms I've heard online. Of course, yes, he's too corny, Sam Raimi, that corny goofball. But the argument that there weren't enough cameos is kind of ridiculous to me, because it just kind of proves how warped our minds and expectations are. According to rumors and insider information, gotta love those insiders, we were gonna see 2003 Hulk, Eric Bana. What the fuck was he gonna do? Who the fuck is nostalgic about Eric Bana? Was he gonna kick a Hulk dog again? I love that movie, low-key. It's kind of a banger. Fantastic Four from like the old dudes. And fucking Deadpool coming in there talking about his brown pants, which of course could have been fun. I'm not saying it couldn't have been fun, but it also would have been a completely different movie. What the fuck are all these characters gonna do? What's the point? I've seen some people propose their own scripts, and it's dog shit. It's like, oh, you could just add them and they're all fighting together, and it'd be so cool because they all talk to each other. No, dog. And some people already complain that this feels like it's two movies in one. Like, I don't need to pleasure this monkey brain of mine by going, oh, that's the character from the other thing. Holy shit. No need to point at the screen and yell every 5 seconds. I too loved it when Toby was there and Andrew was there. But we don't need that every movie. Alright. Also, there was 2 characters in No Way Home, right? They were added as cameos, and they fulfilled the supporting character role. I highly doubt Eric Bana's fucking Hulk was gonna walk in there with his goofy ass Hulk and do anything for the character. What's he gonna say to Strange that's gonna matter? Oh yeah, I jumped around the desert, bro. He should be friends with Anakin Skywalker if anything. That crossover happened. People really expected Spider-Man to be there because he forgot his lunchbox at the Illuminati headquarters, and he was like, guys, I forgot my cheese logo. No, please stop. The funniest thing, especially with that, is that people say that Spider-Man could have beaten Wanda, and how Toby's character would beat Tom Holland's Spider-Man's ass. They're as strong as the screenwriter wants them to be, okay? If the fucking screenwriter wants it to be this way, all of a sudden, Tom Holland's Spider-Man could have a rocket launcher and just shoot it. Alright? All the fuck, they're characters. What is Spider-Man gonna do against Wanda? He's just gonna take the web fluid and stick it out of his asshole. Alright? It's gonna shit out all the web fluid. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna come out of his ass. You don't wanna see that. What you do? You filth. Because I love the invincible moment of the Illuminati just getting absolutely destroyed. Wanda out here with her fucking bros. Do you have a wife? Cause they're gonna need her, buddy. Cause you'll be string cheese, alright? I'm gonna send your body to your children for breakfast, alright? What mouth? Shut your mouth, bitch. I can't do this all day, alright? Do it in 2 halves, buddy boy. The Illuminati were wasted. Fuck the Illuminati. Let them all die. Horrible, gruesome deaths, baby. That's what I like to see. I want to see. Because it's the multiverse again. Alright? It's cool. script is awful. Another thing I've heard people say. Are you sure? The whole thing about the MacGuffin book just got wrecked. I love that. And just destroy your expectations. So Ryan Johnson would be proud. Yeah, some of the themes might be a little jumbled together and they are not quite clear. And I'd never really even mentioned his girlfriend in this review. But I love the line of, I love you in every universe. It's very cute, very much smart. Yeah, this movie bangs. This movie absolutely fucks. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have decided no more review scores because I feel like it takes away and I will regret them 5 minutes later. I already regret every review score I've given and I've only done like 4 videos. So no more of that. Just listen to my words. One day, I'll do a ranking though of all the MCU movies. And then you'll see where it lands. It lands high, but I didn't think about it too much. So I'm not gonna say now. You'll have to wait for another video. So this movie slaps. So do you. The like and subscribe button. Am I right, gamers? Until then, next video that is. Try something new. Alright? Like this video right here. Got him.